Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kinsmen and kings and queens, we in the building once again. Your boy Ray Gideon Peoples here with my man AJ Throwback.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Return to Black Broadway podcast show, live and direct. You heard me. Yeah, we got our special guest, my main man with the plan, my little brother Ayye Kev in the building. What it do?
What's good, bro? How y'all doing, man?
Yeah, man. Glad to have you one
Yes,
time.
sir. Yes, sir. Doing fantastic. How you doing this evening, brother?
I can't call it. You got a good rest. You got me a nice little nap and everything after I got off of work. So I feel really energized and mellowed out for this interview tonight.
Oh, good. Very good. Yeah, definitely. Been waiting on this one. You know what I mean? You the first one up.
I appreciate it, man. I'm glad we got this thing going, getting everything together. So
yeah, man. It's a beautiful time and beautiful place. Like we told y'all last episode 1, we rocking in the pocket. The whole town is lit. DC, DMV, stand up. We out here. You hear me?
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got a lot of good things, like I said before, the flavor that you want to savor. Hey, like now later, you did. lot of special things up in store for y'all, man. Starting with Ayye Kev, and then like last episode, we gave y'all, a recap of the history of Black Broadway, what it's about. We got some, other great singles and things coming at y'all. Actually, matter of fact, both of y'all gonna be on one of the singles that we gonna be putting out. Now,
Okay.
From now on, John.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
but yeah, and then we got the Muscle Crank joint with Uptown Shane and Homie Cash. You know what I'm saying? Lot of stuff coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I don't want to give it all away, but like, man, we just, like I said on the song, we just getting started. I want to play. Yeah.
That's what's up.
So yeah, man. But while we out in this situation, man, we just want to try to, like I said, we welcome Ayye Kev as our special guest. We're gonna get into, just some things about his background and his involvement, in the game, and also how he got tapped in with the return of Black Broadway movement. All of that. We're gonna get deep into some of his music, some of his bars out here. You hear me?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
But before we get started, definitely got to make sure we show love to those who are tuned in live. Shout out to the homie King Carlos, U Street TV. You know what I'm saying? Tapped in on YouTube. Definitely appreciate that.
Mr.
You know what I'm saying?
U Street himself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, you can't have a Black Broadway joint without U Street TV being somehow involved in it. You know?
Man, what? You better know it. Hey, listen. I'm gonna plug my man real quick. U Street TV, man. Get at my man Los. Man, all of your film news, you know what I'm saying, documentaries, segments, videos, different things. You want to capture the moment. He's the man you want to see. You know what I'm saying? You
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
Also, while I'm at it on that same street, because we all in the same team together, I also got to give a shout out to my man Ramsey from Collective Conscious Media LLC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Another brother you definitely want to get with. You know what I'm saying? If you really got the right dollars, you might get all of us at the same time. Yeah.
All right.
Camera Crew Multimedia Official. You did.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So I guess
we got any more folks to tap in the comments here, though. We gonna roll on.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and, get it rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like, people roll in when they roll in, and, you know what I'm saying? The show must always go on and everything. So, as the comments come along, we'll definitely pull people in. And anybody who's watching, if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to drop them in the comments, and we'll definitely include it during the broadcast. Yeah. So, you want to go ahead and kick it off, brother?
All right, so... Look here. So, Kev, talk to us. Did we lose Kev?
I think I don't know what just happened, but he'll pop back in when it's time. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So, in the meantime, talk to me, man. Like, AJ, give me some reflection on what you've been feeling about the part one that's been out so far, real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, slide to that for a second, just to warm it up for Kev.
For the song, the part one, the song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the main single, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. So I mean, like in terms of, I think it's a great kickoff for the people who like kicked it off. I mean, you talking Lori Love, you talking Ayye Kev, Jason. I'm trying to think who else. Sniper B. I want to say two. Uptown
Reach the
XO.
realest, yep.
Right, right. Reese the realest. Dev Duff.
Priest, well, nah, we ain't even, we don't know. Priest is, I think Priest is coming up. We snippet him a little bit last
Right.
week. Yeah.
Exactly. But like, I mean, I think that they are like some great start offs in terms of some of the best and brightest, and a good range of artists as well. You know
Oh yeah,
what I mean?
don't forget Tamika Love Jones. We gotta
That's right.
shout out the lovely singers in the building. Also the homie Shine on Me.
That's right. Shine on Me. That's who I was thinking of. That was like
Yeah,
toward the. I
Shout out
think
to
he
Shine
came
on Me.
before.
yeah, the
Yeah.
homie Shine on Me be burning it up too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah, because I think he was right before Dev Duff, right?
Yeah, Shine on Me's right before Dev Duff. You are correct.
Yeah. So it's so many people on the joint. Like I can't. Sometimes I'll be like, all right, who come after who? You know what I'm
Yeah, but you
saying?
know what? I kind of look at it. That's dope. You never remember the candy that had the wrapper, but it was the mystery candy. Every time you get a different flavor.
Right.
That's how I look
Yeah.
at the whole little move, man. It's like you don't know who. Wait, but hold up. But who's next?
Yeah.
It's like that's why it's so important for people to subscribe and tap in, and you know what I'm saying, go for the journey. You know what I mean? Because y'all gonna get to know all of these wonderful artists that's been on this project. You know, as we go. You know,
That's
starting
right.
with my main man Ayye Kev, but there's many more. Oh, trust me,
Yeah.
we ain't gonna run out for a while.
Right. Exactly. We loaded.
Loaded.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, so Kev, how you feeling? You good to go, brother?
Had a little technical difficulties, but I'm good. I'm straight now.
All right, no worries. All right, so let's jump into it, man. So, talk to us about Ayye Kev and how growing up in the DMV area, has influenced you as an artist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Talk to us about that process.
I would probably say, well, first of all, how everybody doing? Ayye Kev, Christian hip hop artist, inspirational hip hop artist from Washington D.C. I feel like the music has really influenced me. Especially being around the DMV area, is just listen to a lot of artists that are DC artists such as like Wale, Chuck Brown. A different mixture of few that motivated me, and also just being in the creative side, just more than just music. Just pretty much in the arts, like arts and crafts, uh, just graphic designing, and hip hop really, stuck through me, to be honest, and just the poetry and also the words, especially when you have those impact type words and also flip around your words as well, it can really, touch somebody. So that's how, the music just influenced me around the DMV area.
All right. Well, so what what can you say was the first hip hop song? I'm gonna ask you two questions. What do you think the first hip hop song that ever influenced you, like the first that you feel like really grabbed you? And then I'm gonna ask you, second part is about what was the first DMV artist that influenced you? Like you listening to another fellow DMV artist that made you,
Hmm
you know what I mean?
I think I would say the song that really grabbed me, that really comes to mind, is the song. I don't know if you guys heard Bone Thugs and Harmony, the Akon. I try so hard.
Mm,
Okay.
Yeah, that really song really touched me. Just just the storytelling of just growing up, being a black man in America, and just how you.
Did we lose Kev again?
I think he froze up for a second. Yeah, just bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. It happens. You know,
Yeah, it does, man.
in
You
the
know,
virtual world.
the virtual world is great for what it's for, but it can be fickle sometimes.
Right, right, yeah. You know, nothing beats. It'd be great if we could somehow like have these like at a set location. You know what I'm saying, and film these joints and do it live, because that would be cool to be able to do it live. You know what I'm saying. Hopefully we get to that point we'll be able to do it. You know, that way everybody will be in one location. If one of us go live, I mean one of us go down, the whole broadcast go down.
The whole broadcast go down.
You know,
Yeah.
we'll get them back momentarily. You know what I mean?
So yeah, talk to me about real quick. What's been in your mind in the whole process of everything that's been happening? Like as you, the part that you've been present for, the part you've been watching, that you seeing others jump in. Like, what was that like? What's that been like for you?
Well, you know, the beautiful thing about this whole collaborative effort is that like I get to meet people that I haven't met before. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the things I always think about something Priest the Nomad and I talked about like during like kind of sort of offline during the recording of his documentary that's coming out next year. And one of the things that he talks about is how a lot of people have been rolling in the same circles for a very long time, or rolling in similar circles, and they've been out for the same amount of time or similar amounts of time, but depending on how the infrastructure is set up in this area, you don't run into a lot of those people all the time. You know what
it's
I mean?
like you literally could be big in corners with people and never meet certain folks.
Right. You know, and the beautiful thing is, it's like because everybody is a Venn diagram of sorts. Everybody's sort of like it always ends up overlapping somehow, because one person will know 6 other people that you know in common. You know what I mean? And you don't even, and you might not even know those, like all of those people, but like even the people that they know that you might not know, they'll know somebody that you know in common. You know, DC is so small, but a lot of times when it comes to like the artist realm, it can be very segregated.
Yeah, especially in this region, like that in itself is part of what made me even want to tap in with the return of Black Broadway, because you know U Street was the one common place, no matter what side you was from. Like we said before, whatever walk of life, a lot of the other spots.
Yeah, exactly.
I apologize about that. I don't know what's going on with the area.
Don't worry about it, baby boy. You know, listen, we dealing with technology. You know,
it's imperfect.
It does its own thing sometimes. You know, we back at it.
Right.
Talk to us, DC. DMV said bone. Well, no, you said Bone Thugs of Harmony. You know, with Akon as far as music, period. And then as far as DMV artists, who was the first DMV artist you heard that made an impact on you?
DMV artists that probably made an impact on me, honestly. That's a good question. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you know, mostly the people that really inspired me was really outside of the DMV. But if I can think of somebody that really grabbed my attention, I think I would probably say Wale. Wale would probably be you know, the first choice, just because you know, him being, you know, a technician in the go-go field, and also being as a hip-hop artist as well, you know, and also known for doing, you know, hit records and stuff, you know, and also including the go-go band and everything, that really, you know, impacted me as well. So that was a big influence in me and, you know, doing hip-hop.
Okay, so talk to us about your I guess your influence around how go-go made it into any aspect of your world outside. Was it Wale? Was Wale your? Because I know, how old are you again?
24.
24? Yeah. Right. So you being 24 is some of the things that we've spoken on around our history, that some of it you was probably real young when it was going on. But I'm curious to see where your tap in was at that, once you got old enough to be kind of move around, like you said, so was Wale like your first introduction to how go-go and hip-hop can go together? Or
Yeah, pretty much how go-go can and hip hop can go together, and just not even go-go, just band, in general. How
having a whole
pretty
band experience, that band
yeah,
experience, yeah.
right, exactly. And just having a different type of feel, because I've seen a lot of great artists do it, like Nas, Nipsey, Tupac, Wale, just to name a few people too that people that incorporate band and just not even just go-go, just know how to incorporate a band and everything into their music and have a different sound and different flavor to the song. And so that really got me intact with it. And also Jay-Z too as well is another great artist.
Oh yeah, for the unplugged joint he did with the Root.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep, yeah.
Yeah, that
So
joint was classic.
yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
that just really just tapping in with different artists and different people to help me grow my artistry and help my artistry develop. And also listening to a lot of rock bands as well. So
Okay, so you like the rock flavor too, huh?
yes sir.
All right,
Yeah.
name a rock band that you like.
Grace, Cedar. It's another one called I think it's I forgot the name of it's a lot of different people. Just the name of two people is Cedar, 3 Day Grace, and it's the other few rock bands. I can't know the name of it right now, but I know about the songs. So just to name those two. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So like, what do you feel like is the difference between? Well, I guess I want to say more specifically. What's the uniqueness of the flavor that you feel like you bring to the music industry? Like what that separates you from others? Not necessarily to compare to say who's better or not, but more so just as your own art. Like what makes it special and unique for you, and what inspires you to do it?
Well, that's a good question. I think, to make myself more unique and more just being more intact with the generation that's, in front of me and also behind me as well. I would say my music, tells a lot of stories. And then just me incorporating the band as well can have a different flavor to it. I've seen a lot of artists that can, transition from their songs. And it's a lot of pianists or a lot of drum players or guitar players that know how to make a quick sample or quick sound real quick for the artist to start talking and telling the fans and everything about their story and about how they come up and stuff like that. And you always can have a great vibe and stuff like that when you're doing songs and everything too. So I see Lil Wayne do it as well on MTV Unplugged as well. How he made a transition on how he was talking, but also still having that same flavor and sound before he started to come into the next song. So I think my music just brings a lot of uniqueness, and also still being with the new wave and also the new talent that's coming up as well. But I still keep things to myself.
Yeah, I could dig it. So like, I think it's really dope that considering that you are younger, that you have such an appreciation for live music, because that's not always something that you find in the younger cats these days. Like, everybody's 808s and claps and tweakies, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's dope. But like, I know me personally, speaking of bands and musicians, we've actually, I don't know if y'all ever been hip to an event that we put on called the Lit Nation Experience. But we actually have DJing in a live band to accompany whatever artist wants to utilize that for their set. And so similar to gotta give a shout out to Up and Up. You know what I'm saying? My brothers, true for them.
Right.
Godzilla. But this dude, I've had the pleasure of seeing how he's been able to take live band and do a trap song, and it sound like on 1,000 though. Like I'm talking about, we got the 808s and the claps going, but then the band and like hits and all of that. I mean, he just eating it up, just hey and going. And so I love the energy that you have. You know what I'm saying on stage. Like if y'all ever had a chance to see Ayye Kev perform, yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it. Like real talk. I just got, you know what I'm saying, slice my man real quick. Like for real. So like,
Appreciate that.
so all right, let's talk about what's your personal take on the return of Black Broadway. Like, you know, considering also that you kind of tapped into it later than when some of the earlier things happened because of the history. But like, where was your, you know, way of getting into it? Was it through us inviting you into it and then you learning more about it? Was it, did you know about it beforehand? Like, you know, talk to us about that.
Yeah, I would say, you know, big brother, you invited me to that, you know, stature and everything, and I had to, you know, gain some information about it as well. So, you know, what I, you know, grabbed from it is just all about just showing unity. You know, whether you a gospel artist, whether you do regular hip hop, whether you sing, whether you know, draw, or whether you just do anything music related or anything creative related, you know, you always show there's more than just music. You know, it's all about being unified and showing, you know, brotherly love and sisterly love throughout, you know, the community as well. So I think it's dope, you know, that you're showing that type of you know, transition and when how, you know, how you're coming up and how everything is going. So, you know, me being, you know, being one of the young ones and really have a little bit of understanding to it, this, I think it's pretty dope. You know, it's definitely, you know, a great way to get, you know, the music and everything out there as well, and people can know you from a different level, a different experience, you know, whether you're doing anything besides, you know, Christian hip hop. So I think it's dope.
Yeah. Real quick, touch on that for us a little bit. Like explain to the people who might not know nothing about what you do as an inspirational artist. What do you draw from, you know, as you create that element? Like what drives that for you? You know, even in your bars and, you know, your presentation, whatever.
I would just say just the way you talking about, like how my creative process is, just how.
Like talk to us about how, because I know that you mentioned a couple of different times that you're inspirational artist. So talk to us about, you know, what you draw from around that, you know what I mean, to create.
Just the love of music, you know, whether it's, you know, hip hop, rock, R&B, anything in general, jazz. I feel like, you know, to me, you know, as I'm still growing and as I'm still, you know, learning, being in my creative space and stuff, you know, my inspiration is just music altogether. You know, I listen to a lot of stuff besides hip hop, and it just grabs my attention. Whether, you know, it just has to sound good and sound dope. So
Right. Now, as far as like content, do you feel like are you more of an artist that's drawn towards, you know, conscious and positive, or you more like you like hardcore, or you like all of it? But is the like, you know, even your content, like I noticed in your lyrics, you know, you speak a lot about your relationship with God and how that plays a part and how you go through your everyday, and then of course you address a lot of different issues that happen in society and the world. But like, you know, how did you reach the point where you start? Was your lyrics always that way, or is that a part of a progression that happened?
tapping in just to the different inspirations that I listen to, as far as, you know, the J. Cole, the Nipseys, the Kendricks, the Kanyes, Kendrick, you know, I'd say the Kendrick Lamar again, but the Lil Waynes. It tapped in, you know, just it didn't start, you know, off the gate. You know, I had to learn and also had to find my way as well of how, you know, how can my song be this dope, but with some positivity into it as well. So I mean, it's a mixture. You know, I have my days where I just want to listen to some hardcore stuff. I have my days where I just want to listen to some hip hop. I was just, you know, last Friday I was on the train listening to some rock music. So, you know, it's all about, lifting your spirits up at the end of the day and just having, high motivation, to get yourself throughout the day, especially when you're going into work. I work with kids. So that, I just gotta, boost my energy up while I'm on the clock. So
Okay, that's what's up. So you working with kids, so you real big on community and family. I see. You
let's
Yeah,
get into that direction.
yeah, man. Hey, listen, but you doing it, man. Like I've said to you often, and offline, like you one of the most humble dudes I know, and one of the most focused young people I know. Like, boy, I was nowhere near that focused at 24. Like in the way that you are, yeah, nah, I was getting there. Yeah, I was getting there. Yeah, man. So talk to us about how you felt about what inspired your verse for the lead single, the R2BB Cypher game.
What inspired me to just write that, pretty much I felt like I was just on a high scale. Dropping an album, Better Late Than Never. I felt like I was just on a high rise. I felt like, I was being on the highway path, and it's just the moments right there. Just that's at the end of the verse, but just in the beginning, it was just something I was just grasped up to as a youth, still as a youth in the community, people on social media, flashing the cars, chains, the money and stuff like that. And that I was just grasped by that. And I had to realize to myself, like, that's just all a flawed, that's just all a fantasy for real. And just for show and tell, honestly. So that what made me inspire the verse.
Okay.
That's
Your verse gave us a reflection of you looking at what's most important in the journey.
Yeah, like when I sit in the line, I said as I look up to the sun, it's worth more than these hard times.
Hey, real quick, not to cut you off, but as I look up to the sun, I don't know if you meant this, but I think I hear a double entendre in there somewhere. AJ, did you catch that?
Yeah, I caught that.
Real quick, I gotta stop right there because talk to us about that double entendre. What's that? Break the meaning down? Like, yeah, just go right there real quick for me.
Nah, I do the verse, for you. I was like, it was them cars, diamonds, even them nice chains was whipped to the fame, and they might call me a slave. But so what I was just like on that part, pretty much just I was addicted to that. You know what I'm saying? I was just in tune with that, just like how I would say a slave is. Like I was just being so caught up into the work, so caught up into just feeding off that type of just variety, that type of mindset, and cars, diamonds, even nice chains, whipped to the fame, man. They might call me a slave. Bring fruit with the passion, cause the mission ain't changed. So when I was like, bring fruit with the passion, it's like I'm feeding you like my positivity and my story, and my testimony, and just like I feel like people need to like really talk about that. And I just want to get to the point where I want to make you think, but I also want to make you crank too as well. Bring food with the passion, because the mission ain't changed. But the truth that I do, the question still remains. So like basically like the question. If I am, is it worth me doing this? Is it worth me, keep fighting for what I believe in? And see me now on the high rise. Like people see me now on the high rise. Album just dropped and getting a lot of notoriety from my peers and also different types of people about the album. As I look up to the sun, it's worth more than these hard times. Yeah, I get it. They see me on the top floor. All glory to God. No need for an award. So when I was just saying all glory to God, and he has the credit. I don't need the credit. So yeah, man.
Yeah, that as I look up to the sun, because I was like, okay, he talking about looking up to the sun, but he actually talking about looking up to the sun. Oh, yeah, I like that, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, real quick, so like let's take a pause for the cause and jump. You got anything popping in the comments you want to share, brother? Or what's
Yeah, we got definitely want to make sure we show some love to the sister Anonymous Touch on the check-in. She said peace and blessings everyone. Definitely appreciate you for tuning in. And then to your work of art there, brother, she said bars, you know what I'm saying? Threw up some fire emojis and all of that, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes. Huge supporter. Even not even being in the DMV, but still, you know what I'm saying, huge supporter of like what we do. You know, so that goes to show like our reach is
always showing up.
Absolutely, that goes to show that what we do, the reach is beyond just the DMV, because so many people can relate to it beyond just our borders of DC, Maryland, and Virginia. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you got any questions? I wanted to see if my man had some in the chamber.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I had plenty. I mean, you asked a lot of them, you know what I'm saying, that I did have in the chamber. But thinking about like where we grew up, because a lot of times, you know, different areas, there's similarities to each area, but different areas breed like a different mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like there's similarities, but then there are different nuances to the mentality that you have and how you not only approach music, but approach life, period. So for you, how do you feel like growing up here guides you differently than, say, you know, like any other places you may have been where you've, you know what I'm saying, noticed how people might move, how you think like it guides you differently than it might guide someone else?
Probably, you know, to answer that question, I would probably say the men and women that been, you know, surrounded, you know, in my life, whether, you know, you was a parent or you were just a mentor or you were just a friend in general, that's the best part about it, you know, growing in the DMV, as well as I'm pretty sure you probably will understand, like, you know, she might not be your sister, but she be your fake sister. And you know, it's the accountability, you know, you still stand on, where they show you that when you in the wrong, you know, you in the wrong. When you in the right, you in the right. You know what I'm saying? Right is right, wrong is wrong, bro. And I feel like for me, just having that big support system, you know, including, you know, my mom as well.
It's always when he gets to the good part. They
Right.
on him every time we get to the good part. Was rolling with that joint too, man. Dang. You know, we'll get him back momentarily. You know, get him back momentarily. But yeah, it's a good conversation so far. And you know, we definitely appreciate everybody that's tapped in on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, and all the love in the comments and all that good stuff. And if anybody has any questions, you know, definitely feel free to drop them in the comments, you know, because like I said, I know we got people that's outside of the DMV, people that's inside of the DMV. So, you know, if there's anything that y'all want to throw to any one of us, you know what I'm saying, or all of us, like, definitely feel free to throw it in the comments, and we'll gladly add it to the discussion and everything. Yeah, so he'll be back shortly. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna ask you a question. You know what I'm saying? You've been asking me questions. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about how everything has been progressing so far and the impact of the movement early on? Because I mean, we early on, like, we just get into this one part of it, and there's more to come. But how do you feel like the impact has been so far in terms of the unity aspect? Because that's a huge amount of like why we're even doing this.
Man, I've just been so blessed and feeling amazed at the fact that it's been going on, it's been going, and the response that we got from everybody to jump in, and then Howard, and then like we talked in the last, you know, show, in the last episode, just the Most High confirming to me that I definitely indeed did hear him. When he told me to gather the people because it was time.
Yeah.
You know, just powerful, and then just the camaraderie of everybody when we were in the studio, everybody like people you did know, like you hadn't seen them. Like some people I hadn't seen in about 10 years. Yeah. And it was like just because we coming together, we had a reason to do a fellowship, you know, and reunion and catch up. And and then meeting, some of the new faces who are, like I said, popped up as an overflow,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and being also, I've been just blessed and excited and just so full around being able to provide a platform for so many people around the whole region and around the scene to share their art in a common space
Mm-hmm.
for a common purpose as a common goal.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure. Yeah.
that
That's,
part right there is priceless to me, even already. And like you said, we ain't even finished rolling out everything yet, but that's priceless.
mm-hmm.
So many people that I've been able to come in contact with and touch through my journey, and then being able to pull them into the circle with other people that I pull from other, like, so many different spaces and places
Yeah.
from all different sides of the culture. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
then Ayye Kev, the thing that's also been beautiful to me, speaking of Ayye Kev and him being young, is just the multi-generational connectivity has been happening.
Right.
That's powerful to me, like so powerful. Like we got the double OGs, like multiple man and Priest the Nomad, and we got the OGs. You know what I'm saying? And then we got the you got Fred, the old head, like all different kind of people. Then you got people that not Asian, so we the new OGs. You got us in the joint. Then you got folks right behind us, and then you got another set folks in their 20s and early 30s.
Right.
They just came out of being teenagers. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
all of that, and it's kings and queens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even
Yeah.
together, LinkedIn on the arm.
That's right. That's right.
There's power in that. Please know that. Anybody that's watching, there's power in being linked arm to arm.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
So yeah,
Yeah.
don't get me started. You know what I mean? I soapbox somebody. But,
Yeah. Yeah, but we wanted to pick back up with what you were saying, Kev, what you were saying about your experience, like how your experience growing up here in the DMV has guided the way that you move, or the way that you kind of sort of operate, whether it's musically, whether it's personally, whether it's spiritually. Because I mean, there's this different, spiritual component being here in the DMV. You know what I'm saying? The history, you know what I'm saying? The history of the spirit, the history of the people that have been here, that have been through here, you know what I'm saying? And like just thinking about how I feel like worship for Black people is similar, but I also feel like depending on where you are, like the culture kind of influences how you worship or how you praise. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So dig a little bit into that for us as well. You know what I'm saying? Like how being from this area, how that's had an influence on how you praise and worship as a man of God.
Like I said, just being around different folks of people and walks of life. It doesn't have to be just your parents or whatever like that. The DMV pretty much is so small and so just unified together anyway, as in general. You just, like I said, you got people that hold you accountable for certain things, whether it's your mom, it's your fake sister, your fake brother, your friends and everything else like that. We're still family at the end of the day. It doesn't have to be just because y'all not bloodline, you still have that same part, you still, still close. So that, that really helped me, walks of life and just pretty much not seeing some of the, like he just said, some of the OGs telling the young guys and stuff like that what not to do and what to do. And some people make their own choices, but for me, I made the right decision where I see more in my life, I see more in my future and my the path that I'm on. And spiritually, to be honest with you, it was just just worshiping God in different ways. Pretty much, you don't have to be in a church-based home or in a church building to worship God. Pretty much we get that a lot in the DMV too as well. You can worship him in your house, you can worship him in the gym, in the fitness center, in the arcade, anywhere you going there. So that's what I've learned throughout the DMV. Like I, pretty much now, my spiritual walk is just me praying every day, before I leave out the door, and before when I go to work, and just so whenever I feel stressed out and feel overwhelmed about things, I talk to God while I'm at my job. So it's that base right there in the DMV where you can have those communications outside, just those four walls. So that's the beauty about it.
Yeah. I like how you touched on that, because for those of you all who are not aware, speaking of the many faceted aspects and sides of the DC DMV culture scene on this subject, there's a whole lane of artists in the inspirational kingdom field who are overlooked because it's an assumption that because they are believers in the faith that they can't get down like how we get down as far as the street. And if you ever heard this dude's bars, if you ever heard any of my bars or AJ's bars, and you looking at three people who all believe. And we far from perfect, but we all strive to make an effort to live a life that reflects the light of God in the way we live. God positions different people in different places to bring the light in different sectors.
That's right.
But what I'm getting at is part of the other aspect of the Return to Black Broadway movement is that on U Street, there's people, you don't even know it, but there's people who pop up, believers all over the place. Please know, just like take the hip hop culture for example, in like the the late '80s and the early '90s. 5% all over the place in hip hop.
Very true.
And that's not no slight to the 5%, because I got love for my 5% brothers out there. Because I got quite a few homies that I know that's right there. But what I'm saying is that 5% have been all over the place in hip hop.
Yes.
Nobody was like, oh, we can't listen to them because they do 5% hip hop. Right. It's no different when you say you're a believer in Yahshua. It's no different. It's the faith is just going to show up in the music and in the art. Because if it's really real, if it's really who you are, it's going to come out. Yeah. Everybody expresses and articulates it different. But please know, you don't even have no idea. Like some of the dopest R&B singers that are in our DMV scene, all of them sing in church. Or all of them sing at a temple. Or all of them have gathered outside and had some type of function where they coming together for spiritual enlightenment and growth and empowerment in God. One of them I would like to shout out, naming, by the way, on the point of what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give it up for my sister, Sister Queen Kimmy. Fire singer as an R&B singer, but if you ever heard that girl wail on the soul when she's feeling her church vibe, retarded.
It's a lot of believers on this project and on this track. I just want to make a quick shout out to Lori Love for being, she's one of the first participants on the song and everything, and the way how she came off and just telling her story on, telling her testimony, and just, being, at that young age with, twins and stuff, that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? And just the way how, she made it out, and, she made it through, at that young age. So, she's a believer too as well. So it's a lot of believers on this song. Yeah. You just wouldn't know until you, I think, pretty much have a conversation with them. So
yeah, because here's the thing. Speaking of what you said, Kev, about the DMV, the thing is that we have a whole scene, again, from the go-go side, the hip-hop side, trapping, singing. There's tons of artists that you all need to become familiar with that come from that lane that are fire. Bananas. Some of them are on this song outside of even the people you talking to. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes indeed. Hey, so real quick, I want to slide into a situation real quick about your album. You mentioned something about your album. Talk to the people about that, because that album drop, I was blessed to be a part of some of that as well. Talk to the people about that, and what's better late than never about.
Pretty much better late than never is just about doing things right now before it's too late. I see a lot of people young and that's in season. It was the project was basically inspired due to the lack of COVID. I mean, due to the situation of COVID. You see a lot of people using COVID in a negative way and also in a positive way as well. People started to shut down. Some people started to like really being depressed. Just not feeling no way of hope in life. And then on the positive note, you seeing people open up businesses, quit their jobs and started to do open their own businesses as well, and like started to do employ people in their own businesses too. So it's just pretty much a project, whatever ideas you have, whatever creative ideas you have, whether you're doing music, you're doing basketball, sports, or anything in general, just do it right now, before it's too late. Because time is not, and life is not promised forever. So just keep, make sure you leave a mark, while you're here.
Let's go. Let's go. AJ, you got any questions about that right there?
No, I don't have anything specifically about the project. I mean, I listened to the whole project. Mine is more commentary. It's definitely a well-layered album. What I appreciate about it is that you give a little bit of everything for everybody, but still you keep it you. You know what I'm saying? What I appreciate about how you approach music, and I've been telling you this for years now, is that you have a way of tapping into your generation as well as reaching up and back, so to say. Because one of the things that, my wife, she always talks about, people, however old you are, whatever age range you're in, one of your biggest groups of influence are people 10 years younger than you. Or, that range 10 years younger than you. So the fact that you're able to make music that's palatable to your age group and younger, but also make music that's palatable to older generations as well, I feel like that serves you very well as an artist. And that's one of the things that I appreciate about Better Late Than Never the most, is that you're able to strike that balance. And it's not easy for younger artists to do. Honestly, it's not really easy for older artists to do when it comes to
on the other end of the spectrum. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like reaching to younger artists, or even some people, younger audience, and then even some people that's older than them if they're tapped into certain generations. But I feel like you are one of those artists who can be a multi-generational artist that can speak to so many different people, because the things that you talk about are very universal when it comes down to it. And your approach to it is universal.
Great. And it's like, I love how it's like, there's such a humility that follows everything you do. It's not like, to me, it's not a mistake that you decided to coin your brand as the humble brand. You know what I mean? Because it's like you like just have conversations as you're telling your story. It's like you're drawing people into your conversation with God in your journey and the different things you're thinking about, talking about. And the fact that you're drawing in, like you said, the generations, that's another thing, by the way. That's a plug for Return to Black Broadway, because guess what? The whole point, or as they say down at my granny house, the whole point, baby, is this. We are bringing generations together because divided, there's gaps. If you want to know how to fix the gaps, then every generation got to come here and here and lean in together. That's how we started before we all got separated on a boat. You hear me?
Right. Right. Most definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, you know, and the fact that you're such a multifaceted music consumer too. You're not just someone who's one dimensional. Yet again, another plug for why we're doing the Return of Black Broadway, because you everything that was anything has been performed on U Street: jazz, funk, theater, gospel, R&B, hip hop, trap, rock, you
Yeah.
name it. That whole strip got it.
Mm-hmm.
Theater arts, performing arts. Yeah, I can just keep going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Churches,
Exactly. Yeah.
mosques. I mean, we can keep going.
Yeah. Most definitely.
You know, it's
Yeah.
there. And then, you know, you as an artist being in your 20s, I think it's amazing that you even that tapped into that many dimensions and elements. Because, you know, in this current, you know, demographic, sometimes it can get a little one-dimensional, you know. And that ain't hating on the youngest, because I love what a lot of the youngest are doing when it's fresh and it's fire and it's powerful like yourself. But I just need it to not be one-dimensional. And you bring that element to it that makes your generation not look so one-dimensional.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty much what the album was about. Just telling my story in different ways of life, showing love, you know, compassion, just telling, you know, my story just around the world and just what's going on right now, you know, on the earth in general, and just, you know, these are our last days, and I personally feel like that, but you know, I feel like we got to make our last days worth our while, you know what I'm saying, and make a purpose, make a purpose by it as well, you know. With this project for me, I did things with intent. You know, I didn't want to rush it. You know, this has been 2 years in the making, you know, for this album. And, you know, you can tell from just the creativity and the bars and just writing. I wrote at least about, you know, 50 songs, you know, for this project. And I just had to pick at least about 8 good ones, you know, for this album and what I wanted to stand on, what I wanted to stand by.
8, that's a good number too. New beginnings.
That's right.
Yeah, what was you about to say, AJ? I feel like you was about to jump in with something real quick before Kev finished up what he was saying.
I was gonna say, I think what it is with like the younger generation of artists, or a lot of them, I don't think it's necessarily that I think they consume a lot of different music, but I think what separates Kev from a lot of his contemporaries is that Kev is unafraid to actually show his layers. Because I think that's the problem with a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say just in the younger generation, because we got people in our generation that are afraid to show their deeper layers. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times what happens is that, especially with black music, if I'm being honest, vulnerability is not always valued as a premium.
It's not being looked at. It's not being looked at as a different thing. I was just having a conversation with my boy the other day about that, and he was listening to a lot of pop music, and I said, "Wow, this is different." You know what I'm saying? I said the same thing. I said, "You don't really hear a lot of, you know, African Americans, especially men ourselves, listen to a lot of pop music and stuff, and it don't even have no lyrics. It just have the beat, the melody, and everything." And he was just like, you know, why? Because I'm not afraid to be different. You know, he was like, you got a lot of people nowadays, you know, especially with the young crowd in my generation. And like you said, they consume it, you know, but it's not being broadcast. It's more being like closed inside. But when they're around their peers and when they're around their, you know, friends and stuff, they gotta listen to a lot of that drill music. Not to say nothing is wrong with that. You gotta get yourself, you know, in a different element and also in a different field. Because I listen to it too, but at the same time, I'm not afraid to show, you know, where I come from or who I listen to or what I like to do. So I've accepted that, you know, for a while, and I'm just, you know, I got that inner white boy in me, so
so you know. Hey, but watch this though. I'm gonna go ahead and encourage you right there in that spot, because technically it's really the inner black man that happened to get a message from the white man that the black man had music, but the black man is still getting credit for it.
Right.
Really.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, so,
Return to Black Broadway again.
Hello.
yeah.
Yeah, there it is again.
There you
Oh
go,
boy.
again. Yeah. So that's pretty much with me, man. Like, yeah, like you just said, it's a lot of people that don't really consume it as much and haven't really accepted it. So I don't know. You just gotta learn to accept it and just stay in tune what's going on. As an artist in general, stay in tune what's going on in the radio and what's hot out right now. But also, like you just said, stay true to yourself and stay authentic. So
right, because it's a balance, and it's a very delicate balance when it comes to getting off the porch, so to say. Some people don't step off the porch. They stay in the house, or they stay in their one little comfort zone, sitting on the porch with their little pillow under their butt, you know what I'm saying, in their little comfortable chair, you know what I'm saying, just kind of watching everything happen, but they never step outside the porch and walk around and see what's the surroundings like. And it's not necessarily a thing, is to your point, Kev, is you don't necessarily have to completely become that. But at the same time, like those influences, if you're outside enough, so to say, you can't help but be influenced by them to a certain degree. But the overarching thing that has to control is your personality and the anointing that God gave you specifically. You know what I'm saying? And
you'll be surprised.
Like I totally believe in like just autonomy in the sense of who you are and understanding who you are artistically and not being afraid to step out on that limb. And I think that's the beauty of, honestly, you being on this song or you being a part of this project and all of the people that are part of this Return to Black Broadway project, because the layers and the range of artists that are involved in this project, nobody sounds like anybody else. Everybody has their own personality. It goes to the conversation, Ray, you and I had on the first episode in terms of selection and how God moved you and showed you different things about everybody in terms of their gifts and what they brought to the table. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's a microcosmic representation of really DMV artists and people, period, if you really peel back the layers to who we really are. And it goes back to another point you made earlier in terms of all of the different layers: the funk, the jazz, the go-go, the hip-hop, the gospel, the trap, the rock. All of that stuff like feeds one another and feeds off of one another to make this beautiful, I don't want to say a melting pot, but just like this kind of gumbo almost. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely got gumbo. Listen, Louisiana, the only place for gumbo.
I want to shout out to you too, AJ, for your verse. Just the way how you came off. I was telling, my lady, about your verse, and I was like, did you hear what he just said? You heard what he just said? Like, you don't have to be an Anacostia, you know what I'm saying? For you and I. You know what I'm saying? And I said,
you ain't gotta be from Anacostia for this fest to begin with you and
I.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I said,
hey, anybody who don't know about Unifest, catch that.
That's what I said. Right. And I was like, he basically was saying, because he didn't understand that first. I said, he basically was saying was, it doesn't have to be an event at Anacostia for everybody to come together. It starts for right now. You can make the change. You can make the movement. It doesn't have to be at a certain time or place. Like that jump was crazy. And I was like, that jump hard. Like I was just like, this jump fire.
I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, man.
Hey, listen, like I promise you, I just gotta say that just to shout my man out on that one. That's a good point, kid, that you brought. Like Slim, your verse. It's like when I heard that part, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Let me rewind this real quick. It's actually when we get to highlighting part 3, I want to dig into them bars. So there's some few other like lines where he was like, wow. I was like, woo.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna give it away because I know you know what I'm saying, we ain't got to your verse completely yet, but you got some lines in there, brother. But
yeah,
like,
man.
You know, but just on the subject of like your line, you know, about as I look up to the sun, it's worth more in these hard times. That's my favorite line right there in that verse.
Yeah.
Because anybody, you can ask my wife or anybody who knows me, I love double entendre.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Double,
indeed.
triple, quadruple, Palomon. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Yeah. So when we, same thing with AJ, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be from Anacostia for this fest to begin with you and I was like, oh.
Yeah, man. That joint was hard. Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, Unifest. Now for me, you know, being a fellow Southside brother, I immediately got it. Like it was just like, oh, bam.
Yeah.
But, you know, but anybody who missed that, you gonna again when we play it, you know what I'm saying? But man, because it's all about, that's the whole thing with Return to Black Broadway. Again, y'all, this is all about a collaborative effort to unify as a people who are from this region, who are showing the strength of all of what we have been contributing and giving the game for years. You know what I mean? People don't necessarily recognize that it came from here because the industry don't always give us the credit that we have long since deserved. They just want to tax us while we represent something dope. So yeah, this the collection plate time. We'll pass the offering real quick. Drop him in there. All right. Do this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
So, well, how we looking over there, AJ? You got anything you want to drop from the comments? You know, any reflections or what we got?
I think well, we don't have any new comments. Well, we had some new comments, but I had to block the user. I'll just put it like that. It was some crazy stuff going in those comments, but you know, it's always one. It's always one trying to come around and, you know, mess up the vibe and everything. You know what I'm saying? But we appreciate the people that's still rocking with us, that's like serious about this movement that we got going on and everything. But I honestly think it's a good time to play one of Kev's songs. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking that. I just wanted to make sure, you know, in case we needed to hop in the comments real quick, because I know they sometimes come and go fast.
Yeah.
I don't know who that was talking crazy in the comments, but listen, Jesus loves you too.
right.
Yeah.
But we do believe it. But Jesus also believes in block parties. And we have a block party
parties
right now.
Go down if you act simple. Listen, we're going to pray for you and love you from afar.
Right. Yeah, man. So Kev, you get to pick which one you want us to play. You sent us Picture Me Rolling, you sent us Run Up the Score. You know what I'm saying? So you get to pick which one you want us to play.
I can go ahead and go with Picture Me Rolling. That'd probably be the start off.
All right. Cool beans. All right. So we gonna go ahead and play Picture Me Rolling from the homie Ayye Kev. Y'all vibe out to this real quick and we be right back on the Return to Black Broadway podcast with my man up here, Break Gideon Peoplez, my man Ayye Kev, and yours truly, AJ Throwback. Y'all enjoy.
Or did he do it to us on purpose? Because I really want to know. Lord knows I need a sign. Turn on channel 5, too many people dying. I'm just getting tired of seeing mamas crying. Just another day, my life is on the line. Gotta understand we in our last days. Wanna reach my goal before them heaven gates. I just need to pray it doesn't fade away. Lord knows I need a sign day by day. 22, but I'm talking 32. People say I'm young, but the young and lose. Life or death, man, it isn't pick or choose. Only God decision, man, to see your view. I can't even lie, but closer. I'm just another target, they just want me in the coffin. They don't wanna see me ballin', need to step back. James Harden, having conversations with the father. Another murder on the screen, start to see it often. Watching my back, cause I just know somebody plotting. I just wanna prosper, everything it isn't promise, only Lord knows. Lord knows I need a sign. Turn on channel 5, too many people dying. I'm just getting tired of seeing mamas crying. Just another day, my life is on the line. Gotta understand we in our last days. Wanna reach my goal before them heaven gates. I just need to pray it doesn't fade away. Lord knows I need a sign day by day. Insane man by the temptation. Little bit depressed, more than motivated. Satisfying got me so intoxicated. After when I'm done, I start overthinking. Bigger, deeper holes, I wanna elevate. Feeling so bad, bro, when the sin is made. Just another bed that I gotta lay. Pretty sure the brodies that they can relate. Cause it's been a minute, I'm just trying to get up in it. Did I mention it's been 8 months? Plus I need a quick one, but I can't be giving up. Gotta keep the faith up. Look at the man I become. Got the devil looking stuck. Got the spirit up above. That's the person that I love. Can't you see me down but up? No way you can harm her. Can't be beaten blind or blind. Question is on my mind. Should I stick it with the rhymes? Lord knows I need a sign. Yeah, I need a sign. Turn no fight too many people down. I'm just getting tired of seeing mamas cry. Just another day, my life is on the line.
And we are back.
Yeah.
And my apologies. It was labeled "Picture Me Rolling," but that was actually "Need a Sign."
Yeah. I just sent that.
That's too, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
yes,
it.
sir. That's actually one of my favorites on the project. Whole time.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I said that if you can play it, I said the Picture Me Rolling song to the email, but if not, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that was the one that got sent. Because like I said, it came as Picture Me Rolling, but that was actually what I downloaded, and it actually says Picture Me Rolling on the title. But I was like, hold on, this don't sound like Picture Me Rolling.
Yeah, that's Jonas. I need a sign. But nah, I just sent you another email to your.
Okay.
Just sent you the actual song Picture Me Rolling to your email. But
Cool.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, nah, pretty much that song was just basically about, like I was saying, in some of the lines, just 32, but I'm talking, 22, but I'm talking 32. It's just basically them lines where, pretty much just trying to get myself established and just what's going on in the world right now, gun violence and also just, police brutality and just everything that's the situation that's been going on. And I was just like, I need a sign. And I'm pretty sure if you heard in the intro, is it a mistake or he do it to us? Because I really want to know. And that was one of the movies that Stephen King he produced. And I forgot the actor's name, but just on that intro, I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I wanted to use that in the song, so I need a sign. That's on the project too. Better late than never, by the way.
Yeah, y'all gotta go get that. Better late than never. It's available on all streaming platforms, correct? Yeah, streaming platforms. Ayye Kev, better late than never. You gotta get to it.
Yes.
In a minute, we about that. That first jam we just dropped on y'all was I Need a Sign. We finna get y'all that Picture Me Rolling in a minute.
Yeah, as soon as I can pull this joint up, we definitely gonna play that joint. You know what I'm saying? Gotta play that one. That's another one of my favorites.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's one of my ladies' favorite ones too. She really enjoys that one.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. You got a lot of slappers on that one.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
No doubt. No doubt.
Thank you. Yeah, she always be telling me all the time, like, she, I don't know why, but she was just like, I just want you to break down them lyrics for me in the first verse, the second verse, and the third verse. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that right now. Like I want to chill. Like it's too
But
much.
look,
It's too much.
but look, peep it though. Here's a little nugget from Big Bro. When you bring your queen into your process, they appreciate the time that you have to spend on it more.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, she's
Wholeheartedly
done
agree.
nothing but being a big supporter, with this album. Honestly, because to be honest with you, I ain't know.
He took time to give me his
Yeah.
lyrics. I'm gonna do everything he asked me to do.
She's been a big support for the album and really just helping me out, to be honest, because I didn't know what to do with it at first, but she was just like, you got to put this out, and I actually, when I started recording and started just really getting in the groove with it and everything, Picture Me Rolling was one of her favorite songs on there. Just the melody and just the bars and just me just coming from different stages of life per se. So she was just like, that song is really really powerful.
Yeah, man, definitely. Like, I think that's dope, and I've had the pleasure of meeting the young lady. You know what I'm saying, that you've been recording, and she definitely got your back, man. Message to the kings out there: when you got you a good queen that's on your team, don't turn her loose, bro.
That's right.
And don't do nothing stupid to losing either.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
I tell you,
Big
it's
facts.
not worth it.
Yeah, man.
Very
Yes,
true.
sir.
Very true.
Real talk.
Yeah,
Real quick,
so-
were you able to pull it up, brother?
Yep,
Or-
I got it ready.
All right. So, Kev, you want to introduce it? You want us to introduce it? How you want to do it? How you want to roll it out?
It's cool. Well, shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all guys for just putting me on the show. Everybody that's tuning in right now, this is the next song that I'm about to play for you guys. It's called Picture Me Rolling, featuring the homegirl Kenyatta Cotton from Atlanta, Georgia. Appreciate her. Shout out to her, man, for the vocals that she sent out and just being a Angelica, voice on just the project alone, just giving her insight about the whole album in general. But just being her on this song, it was magical. So shout out to her. The song is available right now on all your digital platforms. Go get that album right now, better late than never. And if y'all got any questions or concerns about the song, let's tune back in. Let's get it done.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to that. Once again, this is Picture Me Rolling, Ayye Kev, right here on the Return to Black Broadway podcast. Y'all get into it.
Would you love me, or would you judge me? Or would you?
Can you picture me rolling? Can you picture me rolling?
Picture me rolling, living life with no budget. Blow my money with these prices, acting like it isn't nothing. My people to the mall for a shopping spree. On must at the beach, just haven't sent any feet. Yeah, I'm peering in some business suits and making business moves. You can't be tricky once you in the loop. You gotta fight the pressure once you in the group. If you do it right, you can't afford to lose. Don't wanna make it to the coop. Paint my picture, make it vivid. Know what my biggest dreams. Know my limits, gotta cool it when it comes to that cream. I admit it, it's a crisis, man. I just gotta scream. Pray to God, I don't fall, but is it what it seems?
You can name it, you can claim it, you can speak it until you see it. But if your life is without Christ, is everything else worth the price? And I'm not saying you can't have your hopes, your goals, and all your dreams. But without God in the picture, tell me what would it all mean? Picture me rolling, 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 rolling. Picture me rolling, 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 rolling.
Yeah, Picture me rolling like to do this for a lifetime, one day at a time. Man, that's a process to the grind. Swallow my pride when it's deep inside. Map out my plan when it's been designed and it has been defined. That preparation is the key when you be on the rise, and dedication is a must when you don't wanna try. Like that wisdom around you that makes you have to drive, cause they know you the one, they can see it in your eye. Rolling out with these songs, I just pray that they heal. It's not gonna be that long, and once a person fails, just gotta keep a trail. Not worried about a deal, I want the truth to spill, and people need the real.
You can name it, you can claim it, you can speak it until you see it. But if your life is without Christ, is everything else worth the price? And I'm not saying you can't have your hopes, your goals, and all your dreams, but without God in the picture, tell me what would it all mean? Picture me rolling, 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 rolling. Picture me rolling, 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 rolling.
Look, picture me rolling if Christ wasn't in my life. Would I reach these type of heights, knowing my future looking bright despite I wasn't always alright. A couple dark nights, a person chewing into the world, he sees my overbites. But now I'm thinking twice about my destination. That'll make it, doesn't feel right. Can't be complacent with your status, cause I ain't that type. My motivation is an average, look at my stripes, seeing how I bless the mic. Don't brag about my gift, watch the way I live it. Jesus be in my jeans, that's my true religion. I can fly away, but you wouldn't take my spirit. Live through every sentence and speak my truth into existence. Picture me rolling.
And we're back.
We're back.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Talk to us real quick about what inspired Picture Me Rolling.
What inspired Picture Me Rolling is just listen to a lot of greats such as Tupac, Nipsey Hussle, Chris Brown. Had those type of titles with a song called Picture Me Rolling. So I figured, let me give myself a try and do it the Christ way, do it the Christ-like way. And pretty much just basically talking about the 3 stages of life where, first verse I was just basically talking about living out with no budget and just being free financially and not just really having no stress at all, no worries. And I got to the point where, I don't want to get caught into that. I don't want to get caught into that mindset and, get out of control. Second verse was just pretty much about just the dedication and also the grind, and just me having, pride issues throughout the years and just learning how to just accept the help and just, still dealing with that pride inside. Like it was a line in there, it was like, well, preparation is the key when you be on the rise and dedication is a must when you don't want to try. Like that wisdom around you that makes you have to drive because they know you're the one, they can see it in your eye. So like, pretty much I was just saying, without, preparation is just, it's just the fantasy. Like Denzel Washington was talking about, having dreams without commitment is just a fantasy, without the hard work and without just the consistent, work ethic, there's nothing there. So you just got to find that motive and that place where, you keep yourself uplifted. In the third verse, it was just basically talking about just, picture me rolling. If Christ wasn't in my life, where would I be at? What my future would be like, But knowing now, I see myself doing bigger, and better things and everything. So it's just a dope, it's a dope feeling.
That's awesome. Love that breakdown.
I love that.
Yeah. The one of the lines I was saying there, it was like, Jesus be in my jeans. That's my true religion.
Yeah, that's what I love that bar right there. Another double entendre.
There they go.
You know what I'm saying? My girl, she be getting on me about that one. And basically with that line was just like, I can still show Jesus without, I don't have to have on a suit or have on no tie or anything to show, my love of God. That's what the DMV comes in there too as well. You know, you don't have to be, you know, dressing all pastor like or preachy like. You know, I mean, you can have a hat or a hoodie on, just like how we dressing like now, and still spreading the gospel. And I was just saying, you know, I can fly away, but you'll never take my spirit. So, you know, when you leave a mark on this earth, you know, people going to remember you by the impact that you made, and just also the person that you become. You know, it's a lot of positive that, you know, that's going to weigh out, you know, so weigh out the negative. So yeah, man, that's Picture Me Rolling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Great song right there. Great song.
Yeah,
That's actually a great message. And I feel, unless you have anything else you want to add, AJ, that's a great segue on a closeout, because he just
Absolutely.
said it all right there. That's the whole initiative to return to Black Broadway. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Agreed.
You know, the unity, the focus, the, you know, the direction, the purpose, you know, the faith in God, the maneuvering through the journey, and how we can all come together and create an infrastructure where we can all shine as a collective whole. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
there's multiple songs on there that, you know, that can, you know, get you, you know, in that unity type feel, like such as Hallelujah, such as, you know, Shout Out to You, Bro, where, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
we're
that's right.
getting,
That's the journey.
yeah,
I'm actually
yeah,
on that. That's
yeah, we're getting Peoplez. Shout out to him
matter
for
of fact, it's like the last track on the album, right?
shout out to Nonfiction, Regedian Peoples, D Black, for being a part of that, you know, beautiful song. You got the song called "It Is What It Is" that talks about just putting, you know, your trust in God, and just putting all the work in, and with, you know, where how the community is brought up and stuff. I said a line in there. I said, praying it out to the single mothers. I can relate because I come from it. Younger black men, it deals with pressure. So, you know, where I was coming from with that, I was just simply saying, just growing up in that area and stuff, you know, it can be a little bit heartbreaking. So it's a lot of songs in that on that project that's built off, you know, community, and also just you know, putting your trust in God. So yeah, I download that project, man. I think it's my best work so far. You know, I'm excited, you know, for the amount of notoriety that I got, you know, off that album. You know, getting some major shine from Rapzilla. Run the Score was being played on WSA 9 news, and it was just a powerful project, and I'm just, you know, here just to keep on inspiring people and to keep on creating some dope music. So it's more music to come. Y'all stay tuned.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. Let people know how they can reach you on social media, and also where they can get your music at.
Follow me on Instagram at Ayye Kev. That's AYYEKEV __. Follow me on Facebook at Kevin Bryant. That's KEVINBRYANT. Check out the website at www.ayyekev.com, and also follow the Humble brand as well. And we are all on Instagram. Shout out to some of the artists that's about to be a part of this major movement. We got some great things coming, you know, for that as well. So it's you know, 2023 is going to definitely be a great year. So, you know, so we're going to definitely put some work in the time. And so
talk to the people about where they can get some of your Humble brand. Like, yeah, by the way, because we not just talking about music. Black Broadway ain't about just music. It's about art culture. It's about community involvement, community empowerment. It's also about being entrepreneurs, trailblazers, fashion, you know what I'm saying, you name it. So yeah, you actually had a brand called Humble Brand. Talk to them about that real quick before we close it out.
For sure. Let me look at my phone real quick, if you mind. Just me get some notes and information. So the Humble brand is based off 1 Peter 5, 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6 and 7, and it's basically saying, humble yourselves there under God's mighty hand, so that He will lift you up in His own good time. So basically, just, you know, that scripture, you know, inspired me to just to, you know, have a group of people around me that also show humility as well, and also you know, have the same mindset and the same drawing board and the same, you know, charisma that I have as an artist as well. I got, you know, shout out to My man Shop Out Productions, he's actually about to do some music too as well. My man TR3, that's his name. If y'all didn't know that. He's also a videographer in the DMV as well. He's done some amazing work out in the DMV. He did an awesome job with all my videos. There's a documentary out. If you guys ain't checked that out just yet, it's based off about the album and also my growing process as well. Shout out to my man Smurf. He's another upcoming artist that I've been developing and helping out, trying to just get in his lane and get in his bag as well. So, you guys can check us you guys can check us out on Instagram too. And also just check out if you want to get some t-shirts and some clothing designs and stuff like that. Just holler me through on the DMs and we'll definitely get you right.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. You boy Ray Giddy and Peoplez. My main man AJ Throwback.
Yes, sir.
Also, shout out to the special guest, my young brother Ayye Kev in the building. Better late than never. Grab that, cop that, share it, download, stream, birdie, kite, all that. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
return to Black Broadway podcast show. We right back at y'all. Now, tonight, y'all, was a special exclusive because we wanted to make sure, we had to handle some family business last Tuesday. So, we wanted to make sure we got back on schedule and had this amazing interview with Ayye Kev. So, that's why we did it Monday. Next week, we back on Tuesdays. Tuesday, like Tuesday. You dig? You know what I'm saying? 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, sir.
DC DMV stand up. Return to Black Broadway movement. We out here. Y'all.
Peace.